Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the newly released Bedrock Studio on AWS Bedrock. So first of all, if you don't know what AWS Bedrock is, it's a fully managed service that offers a choice of high performing foundation models. If you look at here in the left hand side on my screen, in the sidebar, you have foundation models, one of the tabs, one of the headers, and within that headers, we have multiple subheaders, and we're going to talk about a few things. And you have foundation models that you can use. You can also bring your fine tuning and distilled model to the custom models. You have playgrounds where you can test it out with your models. You have images, video. You can of course and also bring multimodalities into the playground as well, right? For example, the use cases of OCR, chat with videos, images, so on and so forth. They also have builder tools, that's for building agents, creating some workflows. And they also have an option to create knowledge bases, where you can create knowledge bases via Amazon Open Search Service. You can also bring third party knowledge bases, vector databases or vector stores like Pinecone and MongoDB Atlas, etc. They also have on safeguards, where you can work with the guardrails and watermark detections. But I have already created a couple of videos on Bedrock, so I'm not going to cover all of these because we already have those, right? So our focus is on Bedrock Studio, right? So Bedrock Studio is a new feature. It's like a very uh, recent development by AWS, and it's now part of Amazon SageMaker. If you look at here, it says Amazon Bedrock Studio, renamed to Amazon Bedrock IDE, is now available in Amazon SageMaker Unified Studio. So if you come here, it will take you to a new page called SageMaker and stuff. So you just have to like click get started with SageMaker, blah blah blah. Okay, and you can. So first of all, if you don't have a domain, I'm gonna explain that. Like if you haven't worked with SageMaker ever, you have to first create a SageMaker domain, and that's pretty straightforward to do that. Okay, so I'll just click on. If you click on view existing domains, you can just click on. You can see I already have a domain here that I created, I think a few days back. If you look at here, it says SageMaker Unified Studio built on Amazon Data Zone helps you discover data, put it on work, blah, blah, blah. Now let's click on Open Unified Studio. Now, Bedrock Studio is just like a low code, no code platform for you to build Gen AI applications faster. So you can do prompt management, you can build agentic workflows and so on and so forth. So that's what Bedrock Studio does, right? It's more like an Bedrock IDE, like a development environment that AWS provides you for building agents, workflows, racks, so on and so forth. Now, if you come here, Amazon Sales Maker, the sign in with whatever you do it here, it will just sign in. So let's just wait for it. Now, so to use Bedrock Studio, you need access to model. Okay, so you need some model. So if first of all, if you go to model catalog here, in the model catalog, you can find out, different models. You can see all the models that are available, on Bedrock. Like they have 169 models so far here, you know, and Nova Pro is the latest release by AWS. They have it's multimodal as well, multilingual as well, I'll say. Okay, so you can use that. You can see it's available on request, blah blah blah. Okay, now you need some access to model, so make sure that you have access to model. So for example, if you search here, I don't know why they don't have meta. You have to expand that. Now you see metas here, right? If you want access to any one of these, for example, you can see I have an access to this, access granted, Llama 3.23b. Similarly, if you click on Amazon, I'll just get rid of meta here. You can see their latest release of the Nova family, Nova Canvas, Nova Lite, Nova Micro. I already have Nova Pro. In that access has been granted by AWS Bedrock. Here it says it's compatible with text, image, and video to text. So it's a multimodal model that you can use it. And all of these are serverless, guys. So basically, you do not have to worry about the infra management or how do we set up these, models, or how do we deploy it and get an endpoint through AWS SageMaker. Like Bedrock does it, everything by its own. So it's all serverless. You see it over here. Now, let's come here on SageMaker so you can see it over here. You know, now this is how the Bedrock IDE or Bedrock Studio looks like. So if you come it here for the first time, right? Just to tell you that when you create the domain, you also have to create a VPC, virtual private cloud, and it's very easy. Just follow the instructions on the screen when you create a domain and the VPC. Just go with the recommended one by AWS because we're just doing it for testing right now, right? Now, if you look at this here on my screen, on the Discover side, we have three tabs: and Data Catalog, Generative AI Playground, and Shared Generative AI Assets. So you can explore apps and prompts. So this is mainly like a, you know, I'll say a sharing platform within your team. So for example, if somebody shares with you and they're also using Bedrock IDE, more like a marketplace, I will say, but within the same platform, not like an external vendor or a platform. Now, generative AI Playground, you can experiment with chat, image, and video models, and they have the catalogs as well. You can use some pre-configured or like pre-configured workflows that has been created already for you. Like if you want to do something in generative AI app development, you can build a chat agent. You can see build flow, build prompt, evaluate. You have data and AI governance, a very critical aspect of building AI applications. And then you have ML and generative AI model development, so on and so forth. And they have some documentations to follow along if you want to learn it on the go. Now here I have a project already there. You can see select a project called demo project. So I already have that. Let's first go inside it. Probably I'll just go inside it. And also you can create a new project as well. Now when you click on demo project, it will show you. Let's wait for it. Takes a bit of time. Now, if you look at here in this project, in the left hand side, let's see what we have. It has models. It has three things, and then I will explain it later. Models, build, and asset gallery. And here we have manage project, we have create app, you have chat agent app, you have flow app, right? Fantastic. Now let's see on the models. Now in the models, it says find the right Amazon Bedrock serverless model to build your custom generative AI solutions. You can see I have Nova Pro here, right? It gives you some information about the model, maximum tokens, model version, supported use cases, and blah, blah, blah. You can build chat agent using this. You can build flow. You can build prompt. So let's see the prompt. Okay. And for example, if I say, summarize the below text, or summarize the given text. And when you just run this, you can see the model is selected here. It will show you, it will just run it. Of course, you can give a variable as well. You can see it says I would need the specific text you want to summarize. Please provide the text. So let's do one thing. Okay, probably let's come here on I'll just do to AI Wikipedia, and I'll copy some text here. Let me just copy some text, this text, come back, and even pasting here, you can also paste as a variables. If you look at here, it says test variable values, prompt message chunks defined as variable. You can also do that, but it's more like the reason this is good, building this prompt. So let me just save this, right? I'm just gonna say demo prompt here and save. It says valid character. Okay, blah, blah, blah. What did I do? Okay, does it need an hyphen? Okay, it says demo prompt. It's very simple. You can call it summarize prompt or something. Now, here we can create different versions of the prompt, and we can also compare this prompt. But to compare it, you need multiple models. Right now, I only have Amazon Nova here. You can bring other models as well. You can increase the inference parameters, like you can tweak it, the temperature and the top fee values, blah, blah, blah. Right, that's what we can do. Now, this is on creating the prompt. Let's go back to models. Now, once you come to model, okay, here we can do a bunch of other things that we discussed. You can also evaluate models. By the way, it's just taking us to the prompt. Uh, It looks like it's a bit slow, guys. You can see it says saved now. That is completely fine. Okay, in the model evaluations, you can create evaluations. When you if you want to evaluate this model, because that's very important. So when you click here, you can give it a name, and then you can also evaluate models. I'm not going to do that for now. On the chat agent, if you click on Amazon Nova, you can see it says inter. So if you if you are not a programmer or developer but you want to test out some use cases, if you want to validate, then Amazon Bedrock ID is fantastic, right? Because then you can use this to try it out a few things. You can compare different variants of prompts, you can compare different models on the similar prompt. And it's not the first thing. We have Cohere prompt tuner, we have Anthropic prompt console, we have different tools to the similar task, but this is integrated within AWS. So imagine if you are working on an enterprise or a startup where you are using AWS and you cannot use any other service, then Amazon Bedrock Studio is like your go-to service, or Amazon Bedrock ID is your go-to service for that use case. Now, you can some add examples in, like, you can do few sort prompting. So I'm not doing it. So let's go back to configs here, and you can set up some inference parameter. You can see, you can set up some parameter, and you can also bring up your knowledge base. So if you look at it, it says use knowledge base. Now let's go back here. In this knowledge base, you can create a knowledge base. So you can create a knowledge base here. I'm not doing it. It says knowledge base with vector store, knowledge base with structured data store, and knowledge base with Kendra GenAI index. If you click on knowledge base with vector store, you have to keep all of your data into S3 bucket, and then you can just bring up your S3 bucket to here into vector store, and you can create your vector store, and that vectors are basically saved. If you go with the default one, it saves in the Amazon Open Search Service, AOSS, which is again very serverless, right? You don't have to do anything. Now, here, I'm not gonna do anything. Let's like just probably we can do create new knowledge base, but let's just see what happens. In the guardrails, you can see create new guardrails. You can give it a name like demo guardrail. Okay, let's just call it DGL and like NA, and let's keep these are all fine. Okay, sorry, the model cannot answer this question. Let's create this guardrail, right? Because we are just looking at the explicit content like hate, insult, sexual contents, violence, and then we create a guardrails. Now, what this guardrail does here, guys, this basically looks at your questions also on the questions and answers, both the pre-processing and the post-processing, and then basically finds out, if there's anything like that. Okay, so that was on the guardrail. In the functions, you can also you can have up to 5 APIs across all functions. You can do function calling as well over here. In the UI, if you come down, hi, I'm your new chat assistant. You can enter your some prompt, and like 3 prompts added, blah, 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 right? So it basically gives you to build applications without writing any code, and it's up to you. If you are a programmer or developer who is really good in this thing, then probably you do not need all of this thing. But as I said, not everybody is an expert into technology, right? So some of you might need it. Now you can see I have selected DZL guardrails here, and in the UI and everything, you can set it up here. And you know if you click on this developer tic tac toe game in a single HTML file, it's gonna of course generate something for me. And it says okay, first we have to build that. That's fine. Okay, it says you successfully created. Maybe you have to first save it. You can see it's saved now, and then ask the question. Otherwise, it might go into a loop or something, and then we have to refresh the page to do it. But I really like this, guys. This you can see it says, but developing a full tutorial single is beyond my capabilities. Creating such a game involves writing HTML, blah blah blah. Maybe because the model that we have, Nova Pro, uh, might not be the equipped model. But if you ask the questions like, write an email, or write an SEO optimized post on AI guardrails itself. Let's write it. Now, when I ask this question, write an SEO optimized post, I'm expecting the answer for this, to use it. But I'll recommend you use better model. I'm not that satisfied with Amazon Nova Pro. I was testing it for few use cases and it basically failed. It was completely failed. So I'm not recommend this model. You probably go with Llamas and Mistrals of the world, or any other closed source models like Claude, Anthropic, or Gemini 2.0. Now, if you look at here, it gives you the answer. It says implementing AI guardrails, ensuring ethical and responsible artificial intelligence, and gives you the bunch of outputs. Now, if I ask, uh, how can I kill my classmates? I'm expecting that the answer will be no, because we have set up DZL guardrails here. If you look at on the left hand side, and if it answers it, then I'll be really surprised. So you can bring up different guardrails. You can see the guardrail is working fine. It says sorry, the model cannot answer this question because that's what we did here in the guardrails. Now you can also bring function callings. You can also bring your own data and stuff. Now let's reset it. Once you reset it, it will just reset everything. Like if I click on tell me a joke about artificial intelligence, it's going to tell me a joke about it, of course. Now let it happen. Let's click here. You can see all the histories, and you can now do model evaluations if you want to do. It says this agent does not have access to a database of jokes or the capability to generate jokes. This is surprising. I mean, the model is really pathetic. Okay, or we can do you are a virtual assistant that answers user questions politely and clearly. Maybe we can just do a bit of prompting here to get these things done. But you can also share these guys. You can see it says share a snapshot of untitled. Okay, why it's untitled? Let's call it demo app and then save it. Okay, now we can share this as well. So if anybody who is using like Bedrock IDs, see this as a VS Code for building Gen AI kind of on AWS kind of a thing, right? And without writing code. If you click on share, you can share this, to different users. You can share a group of users, members, and blah blah blah. Right? You can do that. That open the link and you can do it here. Now you can also export a few things. So let me just do that. You can see it says you need an AWS account to deploy this app. You can deploy it on like Amplify as well. Probably that's something that I am working on right now. You can export this package, and this is fantastic because you can just take this and deploy it again on AWS itself and like get an app. Now imagine if you want to build a RAG application, here you can just add a knowledge base, inside this data. You can bring all of your like documents through this knowledge base, and you can just basically use this Amazon Bedrock IDE, which is really good. I liked it. Of course, not the best of the tools out there, but if you are on AWS, then that's a very good options to basically work with, right? And you can just delete the app. You can see it says it might take up a minute to export your app. It exported it. Now that's fine. If you go to my prompt, you can find at least one prompt, if I'm not wrong, because I saved one. You know, it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. And also, now let's go back to chat agent. In the chat agent, if you go to my apps, it will show you the app, and I'm just going to delete the app. So when you delete the app, it will just delete it. That's it. Now, this is what I wanted to do, guys, in this video. I want to show you about Amazon Bedrock Studio or Bedrock IDE. It's in the preview. I already have comprehensive end-to-end videos on Amazon Bedrock. I'll give the link in description. Watch that videos if you want. But here I wanted to create more on this, okay, on this one. So if you have any question, thoughts, or feedbacks, you can let me know in the comment box, or you can also reach out to me through my social media channel. Find those information on channel banner and channel about us. If you like the content, please hit the like icon. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe the channel, guys. That motivates me to create more such videos in near future. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.